What if we could use water as a fuel in your car? Hydrogen fuel cell technology, guys. The deal is very simple. You take a water molecule and split into hydrogen and oxygen. Use hydrogen in the fuel cell car. Some chemical reaction happens and electricity is produced. With that electricity, you run the motor, drive the car. The fun part is, from the exhaust comes not just some polluting toxic gases, but just water. Pretty cool, isn't it? Or maybe not. It's actually not that simple. Let's find out why. I am Ajay. Welcome to EVs. Huge efforts are being made around the world to develop the perfect hydrogen fuel cell technology. Many believe that this is going to be the future. And most of them are pitching for green hydrogen. Why green? Because we love green. And at the same time, many believe that this is extremely inefficient and a stupid idea, like the man himself. Let's just try to quickly understand what's going on. Hydrogen is essentially produced in two ways. One is by capturing hydrogen from fossil fuels. Clearly, carbon dioxide is emitted and it is not environmental friendly. Another way is by electrolysis of water or by water splitting. But this process is very complex and not economical, and it consumes a lot of energy. Therefore, only 4% of hydrogen is produced that way. When renewable source of energy is used for the electrolysis, that hydrogen is known as green hydrogen. Hydrogen fuel cell cars are basically electric cars with battery. The only thing is that the main source of energy is produced from the hydrogen fuel cell. Even though the idea seems fancy, we don't see that much of hydrogen cars in the road. There are only few cars that have been sold around the world so far. South Korea is a major market for hydrogen cars. There are only two models of cars present in the market today, Toyota Mirai and Hyundai Nero, and their prices are very high. Even though some truck manufacturers like Volvo and Daimler are pursuing the hydrogen fuel cell technology to use in their trucks, most of the manufacturers have discontinued their hydrogen program and they shifted their primary focus to battery electric vehicles because of the disadvantage of the hydrogen fuel cell technology. Hydrogen production is expensive and it consumes a lot of energy. It then needs to be compressed to extremely high pressure, again consuming a lot of energy, and is then transported in trucks to the filling stations. Now the filling stations also cost a fortune because of the requirement of special high pressure tanks to contain the hydrogen. The volumetric density of hydrogen is very low. It has to be compressed to extremely high pressures of 700 bar. Now your car tire pressure is 3 bar and your LPG cylinder is 20 bars. It is really difficult to handle gas at such extreme high pressures. Therefore, special containers are required to store hydrogen in the car. In each of these processes, huge amount of energy is lost. Overall efficiency is very poor. Now, one thing we need to understand is that hydrogen is not an energy source. It is an energy storage mechanism because it requires energy to produce hydrogen. But even as energy storage, it fails miserably with battery counterparts. Now, let's assume a solar farm producing 100 units of electricity per day. If you are using battery, we can regenerate 80 units of electricity. But at the same time, with hydrogen fuel cell, we can regenerate only 30 units of electricity. Even in a car, the efficiency drop is very significant. It takes about 50 to 55 units of electricity to produce 1 kilogram of hydrogen. With that, you can run 100 kilometers in a Toyota Mirai. But at the same time, with that amount of electricity, you can run about 450 kilometers in an MG ZS EV or a Tesla Model 3. Hydrogen as a fuel is very expensive, so are the hydrogen fuel cell cars. When compared to an electric vehicle, hydrogen fuel cell car consumes about 3 times electricity, generates a lot of greenhouse gases, and the running cost is about 8 times of that of an EV. Hydrogen has the advantage of shorter refueling time and longer range, but that advantage is being shadowed by the advancement in battery technology. Clearly, fuel cell car does not have a bright future in the passenger vehicle market. It might currently be conceivable as a requirement specific cases. So this much about the hydrogen technology and the buzz around it. Like always, if you have been, thank you for watching.